I'm Cassidy Lichtman. I'm an outside hitter from Poway, California, and I went to Stanford University.
All right. And some quick set questions. Who's the funniest player on the team?
Courtney Thompson.
What's your favorite drill?
6-on-6, playing games.
What's the favorite place to play volleyball?
Anywhere in the U.S.
What's your favorite volleyball road trip that you've ever been on?
I went to Guadalajara for the Pan American Games in 2011, and those were pretty cool.
What's a personal item that you must take on a road trip to survive?
To survive, my computer. Gotta watch some shows, go online.
If not playing volleyball, what sport would you be playing?
Actually, or like dream sport.
Either.
Badminton. That'd be fun.
Is there an athlete that you look up to for inspiration?
Misty May. Karch.
When did you start playing volleyball, and what was that experience like when you first was touching the ball for the first time?
My mom's a volleyball coach, so I started touching the ball when I was born, basically. I started playing club when I was 10, but I was in the gym all the time growing up at her practices, my brother's practices. So since I was 3 years old, I've been passing volleyball.
Do you see it as a benefit to start the game young versus a lot of times kids aren't playing until they're 12 getting into the sport?
I definitely think there's a benefit there. I mean, just having that feel for the ball and learning that early on, I think just helps a lot. And watching the game and seeing older players play it.
What words of wisdom would you give to young kids that are just now starting out the game?
I think just get in the gym as much as possible, be touching a ball as much as possible. If you have a ball at home, I mean, I'd watch TV and sit during commercials with my dad and my brother. The more you can watch good players play, the more you're going to learn.
What was a key turning point in your career that kind of elevated you to the next level?
I think after my freshman season in college, there was a time when I was sitting in the gym and my coach, John Denning, came up to me. We were talking about the season, and he's like, do you think that we did everything that we could, every day of last year to have the best result possible? And I was like, I mean, we probably could have done something better one day. And he goes, well, wouldn't that be a great goal? Because if you just came in every day and everything you could to get better. I was like, that sounds like a perfect goal. Mm-hmm. I should do that. And at that time, I was transitioning into being a setter, which I hadn't really done a lot of, and there was kind of a lot of pressure to be good in that situation. I was like, okay, that's all I have to do. I don't know how good I'm going to be in my career in this year or whatever, but if all I do is come in every day and do my best to get better, then I'm going to see how good I can be. And I feel like that's kind of the philosophy I've taken since then, and I've managed to get a lot better in the last 5 years or so, and I think that's been a big part of it.
Has there ever been a time where you wanted to maybe stop or put on hold volleyball for some reason, and then what got you through those tough times?
I don't think I've ever wanted to stop. I mean, I think, I've asked myself, okay, is this still worth it? Am I still doing this for the right reasons? Because what we do is really hard, and I think that's a good conversation to have with yourself and figure out why you're here. But every time I've had that kind of conversation and literally sat down and thought, okay, do I want to be doing this? The answer's been yes. And I think knowing that, it makes it easy to come into the gym every day and do what we do, because I know exactly why I'm here and why I'm doing it.
Okay. What's it like to train here in Anaheim, a hotbed of volleyball? It's the home of the USA men's and women's national teams, and all the benefits that go around to being in this location.
I love training in Anaheim. I mean, I grew up playing volleyball in Southern California and playing in this gym. So for me, it's kind of like being back in the home gym. And I'm from San Diego, so it's a nice little hour and a half drive home. We're right in the middle of LA. There's beaches, there are things to do. It's beautiful outside. And the fact that we can train here and the men can train here, and we're right in the middle of, the volleyball world. I think it's awesome.
And the next couple questions are related to coaching. The national team has started an initiative with the Starlings of Anaheim. What's it like getting out on the coach and putting your skills to the other side with coaching instead of actually playing?
I really like it. I mean, the girls are doing a really good job of being focused and being excited about learning, so that helps a lot. But it's cool to see how much we've learned, because this is what we do every day, is go in and learn the same way they are. And so we can take those exact same techniques and lessons that we do in the gym in the morning, and then in the evening give them kind of the same advice that we've already been given. So it's cool to see that translate to the other side.
Okay. And you've started your own initiative and given back to the community with your clinics. Can you describe those clinics and how that all came about?
Yeah, so it's kind of two different ideas coming together. The first being that there's not a huge connection between our national team program and the younger club age players, which I think is silly, especially since we train, like we said, right in the middle of that world here. There's thousands of kids playing club volleyball in California alone. And they don't know who we are or what we're doing in our gym, and we don't get to interact with them ever. So the only time they really see us is maybe during the Olympics. And so part of it is I want to get them in the gym with us so we can interact with them and talk to them about what we're learning in the gym and the techniques that we're using to get better, because it's the same whether you're 12 years old or you're a 4-time Olympian. The technique is the same. So that was half of it. And then the other half was I've always kind of wanted to be able to find a way to give back, and I think given the platforms that we kind of have a responsibility to do something positive with that. So the girls who come, the club players who come to the clinics, they pay a fee to come, and all of that money is going to their own McDonald house. So I think that's a pretty cool win-win situation.
Yeah. And what do you call that project?
It's a Play with a Purpose clinics.